Hi, good morning, and welcome back to another video. We are back out at the river chasing some gold today. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about some of the best ways to find bigger gold. So if you're a beginner, this video is perfect. Honestly, this is a couple of things I wish I knew when I started prospecting 6 months ago. I would have been finding way more gold than I would have. I was finding little bits of flower gold and stuff. There is a lot of information, but every river is different. So this is more for Northern California. I've noticed this is kind of common for the rivers in this area to find gold like this. So we're going to go ahead and get our gear packed, and we're going to go ahead and hike in and start looking for gold, and I'll show you guys what to look for. So I'll see you guys out at the river. All right, guys, so we're at the river. I decided to bring a pole today. I know this is a prospecting video, but I love fishing. That's one of the things I did a lot of before. And check out, oh no, check out what I got that escaped. Look at this nice, beautiful trout. Look at that beautiful rainbow. That is amazing. There are so many nice trout right here. Now that it's cooled off, the fishing is going to be getting really good for trout, especially if this water is ice cold. I know there's some really big trout sitting around this rock when I was sniping. Saw a monster fish sitting right there. So we're going to see if I can catch him. We'll be prospecting right here on the bend. As you can tell, there's a huge bend area. Obviously, this whole area is going to be loaded with gold. There's lots of big rocks. This is what you're kind of looking for. Lots of big rocks. An area, you see some bedrock. You see that bedrock? That's kind of what you want to be looking for. The bedrock is going to be where most of your big gold is going to be sitting on. So what I did is I looked for bedrock, and I started digging right on the other side of that big rock right there. And the gold is phenomenal over there. I found 3 pickers that were at 1/4 of a gram. Honestly, that's amazing to find gold like that. Just in all one bucket. It was my last bucket of the day, and I had about half a gram already in smaller gold and small pickers, and then I found 3 decent sized pickers, which is awesome. But yeah, I'm gonna throw the pole a few more times, see if I can catch something. I know there's fish here, so we're gonna go ahead and see if I can't get a couple more bites. All right, so I'm gonna be kind of talking about how in the first 6 months, kind of how I figured out where the best gold is. So first of all, one of the most important things is talk to a lot of people. I know when it comes to gold, some people will not tell you their secrets, but I talk to a lot of prospectors out at the river, made conversation, and I ended up getting a lot of advice. And I took a lot of it to heart, and a lot of it I was like, maybe they're just blowing smoke, trying to get you out of their spot or whatever. But I did talk to a lot of people, and one of the biggest things people said, hike far up. And yeah, that's true, but this far right here, it's only about 5-10 minute walk, if that. And I found 0.83 last week I was here, just digging, doing what I'm about to explain in this video. And that is digging in the river. One of the biggest things I could tell you, obviously do it safely. The water is running pretty fast. If you fall in and slip in, and like me, I'm out here solo today, you got to be careful. You don't want to trip, fall, slip, and then go down the river. Then they got to call a rescue for you, or no one even knows it happened. But obviously the water has gone down since I was here last week. It's much safer. And only thing I'd be worried about is this drop right here, hit your head or something. But I'm going to be digging around these rocks. And that brings me to my second point. Either dig around big rocks or near bedrock. If you have the combination of both, it's obviously even better. So what I showed you guys a while ago, or a little bit ago, is I was over on that bar right here, and there is bedrock that's kind of sitting, all these rocks are sitting on. Well, obviously all this material is sitting on bedrock somewhere. And I started digging between these 2 big rocks. Obviously this is there's an inside bend right there, and then this is a huge inside bend. And this whole area, if you can dig in the middle of the river and there's some bedrock you can hit, you're obviously going to find some really big gold. And that's what you kind of been seeing in my last few months of video, is me finding bedrock, digging towards the middle of the river in the water where no one else will dig. and finding a lot of good gold. And obviously you see a lot of diggings outside the water. Yeah, if you want to play it safe, you could hit a good hole or something out here, but let me show you. This is when my buddy started out here, and he found a lot of flower gold. This right here, this hole, he went to China. If he did this hole about 20-30 feet over into the river, and he had waders on, he could have been on some really big pickers, nice gold. And that brings us to our third point. When I talked to a lot of older prospectors, they were like, a lot of them, they do the same thing I do now. They go over to the edge of the water where it's safe, or in the river. They pick a spot like this. This was my buddy dug this out. They just go straight down to bedrock. And a lot of times those crevices and that bedrock could be loaded with gold. So one of the things that I look for when I start digging is the type of material I'm digging. And what you're looking for is a very either red or white, dirty water. It's usually like clay, but what that means is that material has not been moved in a long time. If you're digging down and all you're finding is like brown water or just normal material that just looks kind of cloudy but not dark, you're probably digging just very washed through material. Most of that gold's already gone out of there, or it's someone's tailings. That's basically what I'm looking for, is like, does it look like someone's tailings, or does it look like material that's not been moved in months, or not months, years? And if you're lucky, it's not been moved in 20-30 years, and you could be looking at some really nice gold, if not 150 years. Hey guys, as we take a little quick break from today's video, I want to thank today's sponsor, Chasing. So a few months ago, they contacted me and said they were going to send me out a drone to use in my footage, underwater footage, and I ended up finally getting it, and it's already middle of winter, so I wasn't able to get as much footage as I would like just separately for the drone, but I did get some footage of it chasing some fish out in tiny creeks. But yeah, so if you guys are interested in getting your own drone, I'm gonna leave a link down below, and then here's some footage. I hope you guys enjoy. If anybody's interested in getting their own, they're perfect for going out to the river, the lake, going out to the ocean, and it's meant for going underwater. It's got a camera. It goes, I think, about 50 feet underwater. It's got a metal detector. So originally I was planning on taking it to a popular swimming hole, but when I got out there, the river had already raised about 2 feet, and it's too fast. The current's too fast. I wouldn't personally even get in there, let alone put a drone. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy today's video. All right, waders are on. Obviously you want to stay warm while you're out here at the river, especially because it's winter right now. So what I'm going to do is set up an area where I can easily access the sluice. There's not very many areas. I'll be able to set one up right here. But also, if you guys are new and to prospecting or new to the channel, I'm a partner with High Plains Prospecting, and any gear you see on my videos is available on their website.
And basically they have a collection of different prospecting gear. It's honestly anything, metal detectors, sluices. They carry almost anything. If you check out that link down below, if you buy through me, you get a nice little discount. And then on top of that, you help this channel out. I'd love to make more videos, and that kind of helps out. So Christmas is around the corner. So if you're going to be looking for a nice Christmas gift for a prospector friend or for yourself, you know, be your own Santa, just go ahead and check that link out, and hopefully you find something you like. But yeah, so basically what I'm doing here is I'm lowering down the water. The water last week was up to here, so I was able to have a sluice set up here. All right. So what you want is an area that you could put your sluice down, and it's got about a ½ inch of water, if possible. Sometimes it's not, so we're going to go ahead and see if we could get it set up. That's not perfect, but it will do for what we're working with. I don't really like to put a rock up on top. For me, it just, I don't know. I like to see the gold everywhere, make sure everything's flowing right. But a lot of people like to, as long as the sluice isn't going anywhere. That's more what the rock is for. But I got them on the side, sitting there, and hopefully that will kind of keep the sluice from moving. So you can tell the flow is not perfect because of the waves. It is fluctuating, which isn't the best, but it is what I can do right now. And throughout the week, the water is going to change flow, so you're always going to have to set up your sluice. But so we're going to go ahead and start digging. So as you can see, as I'm digging, this water is turning a really reddish color, and that's the right layer. That's how I know I'm in the right area. I'm getting the right gold. So I'm putting my sleeves on. It's getting a little chilly every time I stop working. So what I started doing is I got about a foot down, and the material honestly just looks like normal dirt. Like, check that out. There's more of a brown color. Obviously you can't tell on the camera, but once you hit a really nice area, tell me if you see it, there is a very nice red material that, or red color that you'll see in the water just pop up. Here's that material we're working for. Look how red that is on my hand. It's obviously not as red as I would like it, but that's where your gold's gonna be. That's kind of what I figured is, in most of the rivers in Northern California that I work, it's like that. You kind of go down and you hit this really nice flood layer area that's loaded with gold, and if you follow those rules, you'll start to get really nice gold. And obviously you got to get in the water for this during the winter, and that does kind of suck. But if you get a really nice pair of waders, that will solve your problem. If you come out here, like I got out here around 9-10, did a little bit of fishing just to relax, make this video for you guys, and hopefully find some gold today. It's not always about finding gold, but hopefully this information helped you guys a lot. So I'll let the water clear a little bit. So when you classify, look how red that water turns. Watch this, compared to that more brown color, it's very, very red. Look at that. That's what you want to see. That's how you know you're in the right area. And obviously you want to walk off your big rock. And at least at this river, you got to really watch out for nuggets. I've only been prospecting 6 months, and I've already found a gold nugget. in one of the areas. I didn't find it. My friend did. Corey got the win of the day. Look at the size of that nugget. But I did not ever expect to find gold like that. In my first year of prospecting, I thought it was going to be like 5-6 years from now and be like, find my first piece of gold. I already found an ounce in 2 months. In my last 2 months, I found an ounce just following this rule. And obviously, that is a lot for some people. Some people are like, oh, I find that in a day. But for me, that is an astounding amount. So, yeah, we're going to keep working. I'm going to run this first 1 or 2 buckets, and I'll show you guys. Check that out. See that really red area? That's what you want. We just move some more bigger rocks, and that's one of the things I noticed is when I'm sniping during the summer, one thing I do recommend, if you guys are going to get into prospecting, at least give sniping a try. When you're like all summer, I kind of learned where the gold is. It's around bigger, rounder rocks. I don't know if when the flood layer is put there like 10, 20 years ago, when it was building up, I noticed a lot of the big pieces of gold, big flat pieces of gold are around those big rocks like that right there. They're just sitting as you're fanning away at those rocks. There's nice big flakes. And sniping just really gets you to see what the underwater material looks like, kind of where the gold sits, what you're figuring out. So even if you don't snipe, just watch my videos. I'll be giving away a lot more advice. Obviously, I'm not like someone that's been prospecting for years like some of the other YouTubers. I've only been doing this for less than a year, and it's paid off for me. So there's a lot of gold here, a lot of gold in a lot of rivers in Northern California. And if you use this advice, hopefully you find some big piece of gold. So yeah, let's get to digging. I'm excited. All right, first bucket is done. Let's get this thing to the sluice over there, get around this boulder, and hopefully we got some gold in it. So what I'm trying to do is get a direct flow into my flute. Obviously it's shooting more off to the right of the flute. So if I block off the right area, it's gonna direct more flow towards the flute. So that's the goal here. First bucket cleaned out. Let's run a few more and I'll show you guys what we got. Now that the water's cleared up a little bit, I really widened this hole out. It used to be a really circle right here, straight down. I started digging under that rock, which I need to drop before I accidentally drop it on my foot. Now I'm starting to dig under this one, which wasn't budging, but if I can get all the material loose under that rock, I can get it moved and I can get under that bigger rock right there. This whole area is just rich, but check this out. All right, here's another very important point when you're looking for very rich material. So how I found this hole is test panning. I dug down, test pan, I found nothing for the first foot, and I was about to give up. And I did one last test pan, and I was like, maybe if I don't find nothing here, I'm gonna try a new hole. Well, obviously, I've dug a lot of holes that I found nothing in. Maybe some of them that I dug a couple months ago, I didn't realize sometimes that flood layer is in different parts of the river. It's different everywhere, depending on the water flow, the blockage, the rocks around, just everything. So obviously I did one last test pan and I found a really nice round piece and I was like, there's gold here. Awesome. So I kept going and then I started finding pickers. And honestly, I would have stopped if it wasn't for that one piece of gold. I did find a little bit of flour gold, but test pans are important. So we're going to do another one now that I moved about a foot over and digging. Maybe it's not as rich an area. Obviously, that whole hole is got really good gold, but it's just to make a point. Test pans are important. All right, got our first picker. Let's see if we can get this thing out without losing it. I don't know if you see it right there. That's a nice big picker. Let's try to get that thing out. So I didn't want to do a clean out just yet, but I thought I was gonna lose it. I tend to lose all my big pickers. Tell me if you guys see it. Look at that monster. Look at that thing. All right. I see a couple more pieces that are really nice, but I want to at least get that thing inside a vial so we don't lose it. I tend to lose a lot of nice pieces of gold every time I find them. My guess is this is 0.05 to 0.808. That's my guess. So, whew, that's a beauty. Amazing. Let's go ahead and do a clean out, I guess. I didn't want to, but that water is running really rough, and all my material at the top, all the gold up here, tends to just get swept down. So it gets stuck in these holes, obviously, but I don't want to risk it. So we're gonna do a clean out and see how many 2 buckets of gold has. All right, let's do a reveal. See what we got. First 2 buckets. Ho ho ho! Wow, let's go. Oh wow, yeah. There's some chunky gold. Those look like heavy pieces of gold. We're on the right track. Woohoo! All right, so some of this material right here on the other side of this rock that's loose is from my tailings of my sluice. I had the front of the sluice right there and the end of it right here, right about there. So all this and back could be my tailings. I did a test scan there because the material is really orange, like the stuff I'm finding over here. And it honestly had a really nice rough piece, which is a great sign. I was just going to start digging that foot of material and just dump it on the other side into the river, but I don't want to lose any good gold. So there could be a nice pick here because I didn't have to dig that far before I hit that really red material. So check this out. This is what I'm talking about. This is what you want to see when you're digging in the river. Check this out. Look at that. That red material. That's what your gold's going to fit in. So most likely, all this rock here, all your gold's going to drop right here, and that's what that flood layer is. What I could do is dump this rock in the hole I've been digging, but I don't want to lose that material because there's a good chance, obviously there's good gold underneath there, but what if I dump this rock and now all that gold down there that I haven't even got fully out could be stuck under. But also finding a really nice plate area towards the river. So this whole spot right here has some really good gold, and I got days to get it, but it's kind of a I don't know, could be worth it, could turn my whole day around, could also just that one piece of gold could be all there is there, but until I dig down another foot. So I don't know, I could always do another test pan. Obviously I still have a lot of material here, but I see some really red material over there that I really want to work. Look at that. Ooh, what is that? All right, guys, check out what I just found under this rock over here. Look at that monster. It's a big piece of metal. This brings me to another point that I mentioned earlier. Always dig around big rocks, especially if you're in the water. A lot of the gold drops around those big rocks, gets stuck to those with the clay on it. Look at this. It's a big piece of iron, I believe, piece of metal. And all these rocks have been sitting and they got rusted together, which is crazy. That's awesome. We might break this open and see. It looks like it's got some like steel or something on there. It looks like a shovel blade or something. I don't know what it is. Off something. We're at 4 buckets. We got the sluice. We're about to do our clean out. I'm excited to see. I know we have a picker in this hole right here. I don't know if we could get it out or not. Oh, there it is. There it is. We'll grab the tweezers. Don't want to lose it panning it out. Look at that baby right there. Woo. That's 2 pickers for the day of what I know so far. And we are coming to the end of the day here. I probably should maybe run a bucket or so more. Look at that monster. Woo. There we go. We'll go ahead and pan the rest of this out. All right. Let's have a reveal. Let's try to get in the shade. The sun's hitting. Let's see. Next 4 buckets. Look at all those lead shot. Little slugs. There we go. A couple more nice pieces. Little rough gold. Not bad. I'm pretty sure I've already found more gold last week, but we're gonna keep probably keep working. But as you can tell, all those pieces are really nice. So all right, So I'm probably gonna start packing up and heading out here, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This video helped you out a little bit, and hopefully you guys will be out at the river. Just make sure you're safe when you're digging around in the water and around the water, especially to the slippery rocks. You don't want to fall in. I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.
All right, guys, so we are back at the house. We got the gold dried out. I tried to recover as much as I could. Here's those two pickers. So first we got that really big flake. It is nice size. Let's see how much it weighs. And 0.04. Then we got the smaller flake, but it's much thicker, so it probably weighs just as much. Let's see. 0.10. All right, now let's see how much we got for the day. We didn't get as much as I thought, but also I only ran about 4 buckets. So 0.51 for 4 buckets. Not bad.
Please like, subscribe, comment and share. Thank you for watching.